I didn't realize I'd been searching for my brother until the moment I almost found him. After 15 years in foster care, you learn to let people go. When they tell you your brother got placed in a better home, you smile and say you're happy for him. When you're 10 and finally get adopted by a nice family who only wants one kid, you don't ask why Daniel couldn't come too. You learn that love is temporary, that people leave, and that the only person you can count on is yourself. I thought I'd gotten good at moving on. Daniel and I had been in the same foster home for 2 years when I was 7. The caseworker said brothers needed separate bedrooms for placement rules, so they put us on opposite sides of a thin wall. We were scared those first nights. Different houses, different rules, always waiting for the next move. That's when Daniel invented the knock. 3 quick taps, pause, 2 taps, pause, 3 more. Every night before bed, through the wall. It meant, you there? And I'm here, and we're okay, all at once. We did it every single night for 2 years, until the day they moved him to a family 3 counties over. I never saw him again. Funny thing about childhood habits, they stick with you. Even now at 22, when I'm stressed or nervous, my fingers start tapping that pattern. On desks, steering wheels, my own leg. Most people don't notice. I barely notice anymore. I was in the university library during midterms, drowning in organic chemistry, when I started tapping my pen against the table. 3 pause, 2 pause, 3, just something my hands do when I'm thinking. Some Asian guy across from me looked up sharply. I'd never seen him before in my life, but the way he stared at my hand made my skin crawl. I stopped tapping, and he kept staring for another moment, then quickly packed his stuff and left. I forgot about it until the next week at the campus Starbucks. I was waiting for my order, tapping the pattern on the counter without thinking, when I heard someone drop something behind me. Turned around to see the same guy from the library, phone shattered on the ground, staring at my hand like I'd pulled out a weapon. Do I know you? I asked. No, he said quickly, too quickly. You remind me of someone. He left his phone on the floor and walked out. That's when I started noticing him everywhere. Same gym, same dining hall, always watching me from across the room with this look I couldn't place. My roommate Jake thought it was hilarious. Dude either wants to date you or murder you, Jake said. Maybe both, but something about it felt wrong. Not dangerous, something else. I couldn't figure it out. This guy looked nothing like anyone I'd ever known. There was no logical reason for my brain to keep connecting him to Daniel. I finally saw him up close at a house party 3 weeks later. I was drunk enough to talk about my childhood, something I never do, telling some friends about foster care. Mentioned my brother, how we got separated, how I tried finding him on Facebook, but Daniel Murphy pulls up about 10,000 results. The guy was standing 6 feet away. When I said Daniel's name, his beer slipped out of his hand and shattered on the floor. I pushed through the crowd before he could disappear again. Hey! He was already heading for the door. I caught up to him on the front porch. Who are you? I grabbed his arm. Why do you keep following me? I'm not, he said. I'm not following you. Bullshit. The library, Starbucks, the gym, and now you drop your beer the second I say my brother's name? He pulled his arm away and leaned against the porch railing, staring out at the street. His hand was tapping against the wood. Nervous habit, I figured. Then I heard the pattern. 3 taps, pause, 2 taps, pause, 3 taps. My heart stopped. Where did you learn that? He turned to look at me, and I watched the color drain from his face. Learn what? That pattern, the tapping. Where did you learn it? I can't do this. He turned to leave. My brother invented that knock, I said. He stopped moving, just stood there, back to me, gripping the porch railing. You're Mikey, he said quietly. Not a question. The world tilted. Nobody had called me that in 15 years. Daniel was the only person who ever used that name. How do you know that name? Danny Murphy, he said. Red hair, freckles, talked about his little brother Mikey every single day. I grabbed the railing to steady myself. I need to see him. Do you know where he is? He looked at me for a long moment, opened his mouth, closed it. He didn't. He was living in his car after he aged out and he couldn't look at me. I'm really sorry. I sat down hard on the porch steps. He never stopped talking about you, he said. Never. You were the one good thing he held on to. I didn't realize I was crying until he gave me his hoodie to wipe my face. I'm James, he said. We sat on that porch for 3 hours while James told me stories about a brother I never got to watch grow up. James is the best man at my wedding next year.